Good afternoon. Happy Thanksgiving. PC Guides here. Today, we're going to go over part 2 of our Linux tutorials. And mainly today, we're going to go over the mkdir command, the rm command, and the touch command. I think that's about all we'll have time for today. So, go ahead and power on the virtual VMware workstation and open the VM that we used in part 1 to create this. Go ahead and click on your username, type in your password, and let it begin to log in. Now I'm going to go ahead and make mine full screen, and for those of you who don't know, the full screen button is right there. So we'll go ahead and blow this thing up here so we can do some more things with it. Let's go ahead and go to Applications, System Tools, and the Terminal. And the main thing, well, first let's just start out with the mkdir directory. We can do an ls, and you can see that there's nothing else in our username directory, our home directory, besides the defaults, desktop documents, and etc. So go ahead and do a mkdir, and we'll call it mkdir test. What mkdir does, or mkdir, what it does is it makes a directory within the current directory that you're sitting in. As you can see, our test directory has now been made. That's what mkdir does, or mkdir. It makes a directory. And so after we have that done, that's pretty much all it does. You can see it right there. You do ls-l, and our test is right here. Mkdir is very useful for several things, of course. So we'll go ahead and cd to our test directory, and we'll let that come up. And now we need to learn how to do touch. So touch is the legacy. I'll say legacy. Touch is barely ever used anymore. What touch does is it makes a file. So just type touch file. Let's just do 2. Oh, if I spell touch right, it may work. So we do ls, and you can see file 2 is there. In Linux does not care about extensions. So we can do a touch.file.txt, and it will not recognize it as the same file. It recognizes it as 2 totally different files. So that's what touch is good for, and touch can be used to make more than one file at one time. So we can do a touch file 1 space file 3 space file 4.txt. And once again, Linux does not have to have extensions. You can pretty much they're there if you want them there. So now that we have touch and mkdir out of the way, say we accidentally created, I don't know, let's create touch file 89.txt. Oops, we don't want that file there. So here's what the rm command does. Rm removes a file. So we'll do a rm file 89.txt. And we do an ls again. We can see file 89 is no longer there. rm is also good for doing a few other things. Say we want to remove all of the text files that we have created. In our instance, we only have 2 text files created, as you can see, file 2.txt and file 4.txt. But we can do an rm, and we can do an *.txt. This will delete all of the .txt files in that directory. As you can see, they're all gone. So, as far as that goes, I think that's pretty much all we're going to have time to cover today. Mkdir, and touch, and rm. Touch, like I said earlier, touch is no longer used hardly because what it does is it makes a file, but we didn't get to put anything in it. So next we'll probably cover cat, and maybe might jump into Vim in our next video. I don't know. We'll kind of see where it goes. But once again, if you like what you've seen, go ahead and press that subscribe button down there at the bottom and like the channel, or like this post. And thank y'all, and have a good evening.